Hey nerds, welcome to my Final Fantasy main set fun ranking. We have 97 new commanders to go over. Because of how many, I'm not going to be reading the rules text on all the cards. It's just way too much reading, especially with how many double-sided cards there are. And of course, you should check out my pre-con fun ranking after watching this one. I'll have a link in the video description below. Alrighty, let's jump right into it. First up is Adalbert Steiner. It's a straightforward equipment matters commander. Nothing too exciting about them. They're going to go right into the fun in the 99 category for sure. Next up is Aerith Gainsborough. So it's a new life gain commander in white that looks incredibly fun. White has a bunch of cheap ways to reanimate her, allowing you to grow your board for really cheap. I think I'm going to put this in the wanna build tier for me. I love life gain commanders. I love having Soul Sister decks. They're just very Timmy, and not something I get to do in 60 card Magic, so I love exploring that space in Commander. Next up is Ambrosia Whiteheart. Solid in the 99 of a bird deck, but as a commander, I think it's underwhelming. It's going to go into the fun in the 99 category. Next up is Ash, Princess of Dalmasca. Ash requires a lot of work to just maybe draw an artifact. I could see her being an equipment commander, but I think she'll be more fun in the 99 of a deck. Next up is Beatrix, Loyal General. Beatrix is a great role player in an equipment deck, but I also see her as a go-wide equipment deck that swings out with a single suited up token each turn. I think this will actually be a fun commander. Next up is Cloud Midgar Mercenary. It's a Stoneforge Mystic in the command zone, which is great, and his second ability is very powerful and very fun, easily in the wanna build tier for me. Next up is Dion Bahamut's Dominant, and the backside of the card, Bahamut, Warden of Light. I think this is a great knight support piece. That second ability to flip it is a little too expensive, I think, to have it be worth as like a commander, but I will definitely want to slot this into like a knight's deck. I'm gonna put it, I think, up the top end of fun in the 99. I could be convinced it's fun. Like maybe it could be fun, but right now it's just definitely going to slot in the 99. Next up is Gara Tia. It's a low-powered Aristocrats or Eggs commander, or great in the 99 of an Archer or Artifact deck. Art's really cool. Unfortunately, it is going to go fun in the 99 for me. Next up is Minwu White Mage. It's an easy-to-understand Cleric commander. It isn't exactly my cup of tea. I mean, I just said I love life gain decks, but I think this is a little too straightforward. However, I know people will love this, and I'm going to definitely put this in the fun tier. Next up is Roa Resolute White Mage. It's a solid role player in a mini White Mage deck for sure, and in any +1/+1 counters deck or life gain deck. Honestly, just in a lot of decks, I think it's solid. I had this in fun in the 99 originally, but I might put them in the could be fun. I'm going to put in the top end of fun in the 99. It's really close for me. I just wish there was a little bit more going on here. Next up is Snow Villiers. It's a big beat stick that dies to commander, and it's probably more fun in the 99 than as a commander. If we had black or red in this, it would be a cool like fling commander, but we're in mono white, and I don't know if white has any effects that can like fling a creature like Chandra's Ignition or Essence Extraction. So I'm gonna put it in fun in the 99 with the caveat that if I'm wrong about that, there could be a cool deck built around it. Next up is Stiltskin Mogul Merchant. You can give opponents means cards to ruin their evening, or just play a weird group hug deck. I'm going to put this in the could be fun tier. I'm sure there'll be some like interesting builds with it. I think it's probably going to be a little bit more fun than 99, but I'm open to having a fun deck with them. Next up is Vanat, Heart of Hydaelyn, and then Hydaelyn the Mother Crystal. It's a legendary matters commander in white, which is great, and I like that their flip ability is also removal, and the back is pretty powerful. For me, I think this goes right into the fun tier. Probably like closer to the tail end, but it's solidly in the fun tier. Next up is Zach Fair, a solid role player in the 99 of a Hunters or Human deck. I'm not seeing the appeal of running this as a commander though. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm definitely going to put this in the fun in the 99, probably closer to the tail end. Next is Edgar, King of Figaro. It's a powerful card draw effect if you wanted to build mono blue artifacts or like an artifact blink deck, and it feels right at home in a Krark the Thumbless deck. For me, this is easily a fun deck, or fun commander, I should say. Next up is Gogo, Master of Mimicry. Now, this is one of those commanders that will have some weird jank builds that copy obscure effects, or it will be one of the most degenerate combo decks that you've ever seen. I'm going to put it in the top end of could be fun. There's a lot of combo potential with it, and there's also a lot of just jank shenanigans you can do. Next up is Jill Shiva's Dominant and Shiva Warden of Ice. I think it's a great role player in a blink deck, and I'm sure it has some combo. The backside does look really good for ninjas or something, but this is definitely a 99 card. So I'm going to put it right, I think like here. Next is Matoya, Archon Elder. This is an incredibly powerful Scry and Surveil commander that leaves you open to build a ton of decks. It will be better in decks with Surveil lands, so not mono blue. However, it can definitely stand on its own. And I'm going to put this in the could be fun tier. Drawing cards is always fun, but I don't know how the deck's going to win aside from like combos or like Psychosis Crawler, so that might not be as fun if it's like super linear, but I'm open to being proven wrong on this. Next is Quintus Trepe. So it's a slightly worse Snapcaster Mage in the command zone. Well, I don't even think worse. You don't have Flash, however, you can target spells in your opponent's graveyard. So that's really good. I think this is a could be fun commander. I don't quite know. It'll definitely be good in the 99 and like fun. Next up is Ultimisa Temporal Threat. Having a combat-focused blue commander is awesome, and it fits great in the 99 of a ninja or a tap deck. This could definitely be a fun commander. I'm going to put them, I think, at the top end of could be fun just because I like the idea of having a mono blue like ninjas. Next is Ultros Obnoxious Octopus. It's just a little guy. Having your opponent's creatures is powerful, and you can get a big octopus, but it's pretty underwhelming as a commander. So I'm going to put it in fun in the 99. Next up is Yoshital Rawl. Now, this card is going to be a rules nightmare in paper for some players, especially like newer players, or if you're new to Commander at least. But that won't stop people from jamming her and having a great time. Easily goes into the fun tier. I'm not interested in building them personally, but I think they are a fun commander. Next up is Arden the Usurper. So if you're looking for a mono black demon commander that is also graveyard hate and has a reanimation effect, this is a solid pick. It is 8 mana, but if you also put it in like a Crick Son of Yawgmoth deck, it's only 5 generic, which isn't as bad. I wish it wasn't a human so I could put it into my Mikaeus deck that has the rule of no humans. This is a fun commander. I like the idea of having like a mono black demon commander. Yeah, seems pretty sweet. Next up is Cecil Dark Knight. Technically, this is an Orzhov commander, not mono black, but I'm going to just put it here with the mono black commanders. Now, Cecil does make a cool token commander, and notably, they don't have to deal combat damage in order to flip them, and their backside is really good in a tokens deck, or just if you can flip it, it's just a 4/4 lifelink. Now, you do have to lose a lot of life in commander, 20 instead of just 10 for like regular, so that's not as hard to do, but you also have to deal damage in order to trigger it. It needs to deal damage so it sees itself trigger. I think this card, I'm going to put this in the could be fun tier. I bet there's a build with it that I'm not thinking about that actually is like really neat. I just can't think of one right now. And it is Orzhov, so you have access to black and white because the backside's white. Next up is Fang Fearless Ice. I know I'm saying that wrong. So I'm excited to have another piece for my Graveyard Shuffle deck, but the once per turn clause and having meld means it's just going to go into the 99. We'll go over the meld piece when we get to it. Hopefully the meld actually works well as a commander this time around, unlike other times we've seen meld. But for this, definitely in the 99. Next up is Goss von Balsier. Great in 5-color humans or in a blink deck. Not sure I'm interested in this as a commander. I'm going to just put this in the fun in the 99 tier. Next up is Jekt Reluctant Guardian, and its backside Vraska's Final Aeon. Now, I think this is a commander that's definitely meant for the 99, or for 60 card Magic, or like, maybe a warrior deck. Their Saga side is definitely powerful, but it isn't something I enjoy doing in Commander personally, so I'm going to go ahead and put them in the fun in the 99 tier. Next up is Kane Traitorous Dragon. I'm not a fan when commanders have to deal combat damage to players, but in this case, I do love the group hug aspect of it, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to put this in the could be fun tier at the tail end, I think. It's definitely interesting, and also that art is really pretty. Next is Reno and Rude. Now, there are a lot of hoops to jump through just to steal someone's card. I'd try it in an Assassin's deck, but not as a commander. Into the fun in the 99 tier it goes. Next is Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier, and then the backside is Sephiroth, One-Winged Angel. Now, Sephiroth is an incredibly powerful Blood Artist effect that we have access to from the command zone, and then when it flips, you get an emblem that is a Blood Artist effect, which is actually insane, and getting Sephiroth to flip will be trivial in the right deck, or in like most decks. Honestly, I think this is it goes into the could be fun tier. I think tuned versions of this deck you'll want to be in the mood to play against, at least I will be. Seeing it in the 99 though will usually be really cool. It is just an incredibly powerful card. I know it's a fan favorite, and I'm sure I'll be playing against this. If you want to play it against me, if you see me at MagicCon or something, absolutely. I'm excited to see this. Next up is Seymour Flux. So it's a Phyrexian arena in the command zone, which is neat. You don't see much appeal to them aside from being card advantage you'll always have access to. I'm going to put them in the could be fun tier. Again, maybe there's something I'm missing, but drawing cards is good, and it's also a May trigger, so you don't have to pay the life, unlike Phyrexian Arena. Next up is Vincent Valentine, and then the back sign is Galleon Beast. Vincent has a fun effect that lets you smash face and doesn't require any setup to just flip him over. And the backside has some really cool combo potential because it comes back face up and then you can attack again. Honestly, I think I'm going to put this commander right in the fun tier. I think that backside has some really interesting combo potential. Next up is Xenos Yegalvis, and then the backside is Shinryu Transcendent Rival. I was tempted to put this commander in the not fun, but it's an alternate win condition, so it's not like someone just loses the game and then you have someone else lose the game. You just win on the spot, which is fine. It requires setup. Having this come out of the 99 is more interesting in my opinion, but if you have this in front of me as a commander, that's fine. So I'm gonna definitely put this into the could be fun tier. Next up is Zordrak Umbral God. This is definitely a big guy that costs a ton of black mana. I could see this in a mono black gods deck or in my Mikacian Hollow deck. Definitely worth playing in the 99. I don't think I'd play this as a commander, so it goes into the fun in the 99. Put it like up here just because I like the mana cost on it. It's cool. Next up is Barrett Wallace. Now I've been looking for a mono red equipment commander, and Barrett is definitely in the contending. They're definitely like a contender. I enjoy seeing this go wide equipment commander instead of the usual Voltron strategies. I think it's more resilient to edict effects and spot removal, so I love having a commander that supports that. This is going to go into the fun tier for me. Next is Clive Ifrit's Dominant, and then the backside is Ifrit Warden of the Inferno. Now, Clive looks like a fun card advantage piece in a mono red or demon deck, but I want more from a commander, and I'm also a little bummed that it doesn't have any keywords on the backside, but I guess it's still just like a Videla 9/9, which is pretty good, and its effect getting 4 red mana is really good. Oh, yeah, and they're going to go right into the fun in the 99 for me. I guess I didn't say that. Next up is Furion Wild Rose Warrior. It's a unique commander that works great with equipment that make tokens when they enter. So either for Mirrodin, Living Weapon, Job Class. Well, Living Weapon's actually not great because it makes a germ and then the germ just dies, but for Mirrodin, Job Class, Job Select. Also gives me a home for Sundial of the Infinite if I want to keep some of those token equipment around, and it isn't like an Obeka deck. Also, don't play legendary equipment with these, or with this commander, because you will just have to sacrifice one and you'll sacrifice the token. Also, any equipment that have powerful ETBs like Chainsaw from Duskmourn is really powerful here. I think I'm going to put them, honestly, in the wanna build tier. Next up is Freya Crescent. It's a 1-mana mana dork that slots perfectly into equipment decks. There is likely enough equipment to build a creatureless equip deck, actually, and Freya would make a great commander for that. I'm going to put this in the could be fun tier. I think with the right build, you could actually build an interesting like 1-mana equipment deck with them. Next up is Gilgamesh Master at Arms. So between this and Godo Bandit Warlord, I think we could build mono red samurais. There would still need to be some changelings in the deck, but I'm definitely into this, and it's going into wanna build. I actually just put a deck together for them as I was working on this video, so I'll probably have a deck tech on them in the future. Next up is Lighting Security Sergeant. It's a great card advantage engine in either a human or soldier's deck. I think it's too fragile as a commander, and I don't like that it needs to deal combat damage to trigger. So I'm going to put this in the top end of like fun in the 99, but it is a really cool card, and I could definitely see it being a fun commander if I'm like missing something, or if it just plays better than how it reads. Next up is Prompto Argentum. Now, this isn't a once per turn restriction for their ability, and it doesn't make tapped treasures. This will be a fun mono red Spellslinger commander, or maybe a degenerate combo deck. For that, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the could be fun tier. I'm sure there's some combo that I'm missing with maybe like a buyback spell where you get treasures and you have enough things that like tap your treasures for extra mana. There's going to be something that I'm missing here. Next up is Queen Brani. Now, I love that this is repeatable and it doesn't require combat damage to trigger. It's an attack trigger. It's a shame that mono red doesn't have a ton of ways to make copies of creatures that last for more than a single turn. I think with that, this would be even better, but it is definitely still a fun commander for me. I'm going to put it like right, I think towards the back end of fun, but it is still fun. Next up is Raban, Bull of Amigo. Now, again, this can be either built as a go-wide equipment or a traditional Voltron commander, and I can't wait to see Colossus Hammer attached to this. I'm definitely going to put them in the could be fun tier. Next up is Cypher Almsed. So it's a Dreadhorde Arcanist in the command zone. It doesn't have trample, but I would jam this to the 99 of a spell stack, just not as a commander. So fun in the 99 it goes. Put it like, I think, yeah, like right there. Next up is Van Street Thief. Now, you still need to pay mana to cast this spell, you exile, and you have to use the correct colors. So it would be great in a multicolor pirate or rogue deck, but I would still consider running this as a commander. I'm going to put this in could be fun. Next is Zeldin. So it's mono red lands. That second ability is, while maybe it looks like a downside if you're newer to Magic, you're like, why would I want to return lands? There are incredibly powerful utility lands, like Hideaway lands, or some of the new towns, or Spine Rock Knoll, which is one of the Hideaway lands, that work great with this, because once you get the effect of the Hideaway, you can just bounce it back to your hand, play it again, and then get the Hideaway effect again. This is easily wanna build. It's weird how many like mono-colored commanders are so interesting. Next up is Bartz and Boko. Now, I had a Bant Bird deck from like a decade ago, and I wish I had kept it because Bartz would have slotted perfectly into the deck. There aren't enough birds in mono green for this to be a commander yet, I don't think, and its effect is a little underwhelming to have a mono green bird commander, but this is obviously going to be really fun in the 99 of a bird commander deck. Next is Diamond Weapon. This is a big boy that doesn't do much. No trample, just reach. I could see this being having trouble speaking. I could see this being added into like an aura deck because it does have reach. It's an 8/8. It prevents all combat damage, so it holds auras really well. And if you can just give it trample and some other keywords, it will be really powerful. And if you have auras or anything in your graveyard, it makes it cheaper to cast. I'm going to definitely put this in the fun in the 99 tier for me. Next is Quina Hui Gourmet, something like that. Now, I do love blue mages, and I also love frogs in Magic. So the second I saw this commander spoiled, I knew I had to build like a mono green food and frog deck. There's enough food creation that it will just, I think, work. And this effect is pretty fun. Yeah, this is going to go and want to build for me. Next up is Saza Katzroy. There are a lot of things going on with this commander. It could be a fun +1/+1 counter commander, but I think I would rather put it in the 99 of a deck. But because there is the possibility of like a interesting deck with it, I'm going to put it in the tail end of could be fun. Because it's not just like a one-off effect. This still have like a static that does something. Next up is Tifa Lockhart. Now this works great with combat tricks and fetch lands. The biggest issue is that I think you're only going to knock one player out at a time with Tifa before you swiftly get removed from the game. And because of that, I think I have to put them in fun in the 99. In 60 card Magic, I'm really excited for this card though. Next up is Torgal, a Flying Hound. Now I enjoy commanders that like focus on 2 or more creature types like this, where if you have one of like one type, it does something else for another type. It works great as a mana dork in a human deck that also just puts like a +1/+1 counter on it. Honestly, I think this could be fun if you have like the right build of like humans and wolves. There are plenty of mono green humans, so it'd be finding the right like wolves and dogs to add. So next is Vanel Cheerful Ice. So this is the other meld card. It is technically Golgari, but thankfully you can play Fang in the Vanel deck, and the meld creature is powerful. I guess I'll have it on screen here. I can just edit and post. It is a powerful effect. I don't know if it's powerful enough to want to build it as a commander, but I'm going to put it in could be fun. I originally had it in fun in the 99, but melding is usually pretty fun. So I think I'm going to put it in could be fun. Next up is Absolute Virtue. It's a powerful 8-mana commander that I will be holding a board wipe for if I see it in the command zone across from me. It's also a reanimation target, but I don't think it does enough for me to really want to play it as a commander, personally. I'm going to put this in fun in the 99. Next is Sid, Timeless Artificer. Now, this is the first commander we have that allows any number of them. Without Mirror Box, though, Sid is a pretty underwhelming commander. I'm going to put them as fun in the 99. I don't think they're offering enough for me to really want to build them. Next is Hope Esthime. Now, this commander will end up being some combo deck that like one-shots the table, I'm sure. And if not, it'll just fuel graveyard decks to the table. This is probably one of the few, if not the only commander that I'm going to be putting in not fun. I love life gain decks, but I don't love effects like this that are not strong enough if you don't break them, but when you break them are just kind of a linear. Again, that's just me personally. I don't mind playing against Mill, but I'm not going to like enjoy seeing this across from me more often than not. Next is Titus Blitzball Star. It gets big with artifacts, but it really lacks keywords. It's pretty underwhelming, but I could definitely see this in the 99 of an equipment or an artifact deck, or maybe even like in Pauper EDH. So I'm going to put it, I think, like down here. Next is Emmett Selch Unsundered, and then the backside of it is Hade, Sorcerer of Eld. So this backside is a Yogswill in the command zone. It is powerful because Yogswill can be a combo piece, but I also don't mind playing a value Yogg, and it is only during your turn. So I think I'm going to put Emmett in the could be fun tier. It's not fun, but I think Yoggwills is just like a fun card if you're not comboing off with it. Next up is Golbez Crystal Collector. So the most damage you can deal with that second ability is 13, but it is an artifact deck, so you can also just make non-legendary token copies of Golbez. I think this commander could be fun if built correctly. Also, it's a 2-mana 1/4, which is just like good stats and like good card selection. Next up is Lock Cole. It's a great role player in a rogues deck. That's all I really have to say on the matter. Next up is Sephiroth Planet's Heir. It's an underwhelming board wipe from the command zone. It's gonna go fun in the 99. Next up is Ultimisa Time Sorceress. And then the backside is Ultimisa Omnipotent. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a way to break this commander, and as much as I love a deck building puzzle, I don't want extra turns from the command zone. You can't really go infinite with this, so it's like less egregious, but I'm still going to put this as more fun in the 99. I could see this being way more fun in like Pauper EDH though, so just keep that in mind. I'm not opposed to having this as a commander. I personally am not a huge fan of like one-shot extra turns. Next up is Zaned Dark Mage. It's a big boy that hits hard and has menace. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in fun in the 99. Next up is Black Waltz number 3. Now, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I definitely want more black mages. And Black Waltz is a supercharged black mage that can quickly burn out the table. This is a cool commander. I like that it's uncommon. It is only of 2 toughness, so it dies to like coincidentally to certain effects, but it's a powerful effect. And it also is the one dealing damage. And I know I got a comment in my last one about Infect, but you can use Tainted Strike with this commander as a combo finisher. So something to keep in mind. This is definitely going to be a want to build commander for me. Next up is Garland, Knight of Cornelia, and the backside is Chaos the Endless. So I think I would rather keep Garland on the front for that sweet card advantage at 2 mana, and it makes a great budget Rakdos mid-range commander just because of the card selection it provides. If you do end up flipping it, it's like pretty big. Maybe if you have enough mana and you want a board wipe and then like flip this in board wipe, I guess that actually doesn't make any sense. I don't know how often you'd actually want to flip this as a commander. So I'm gonna definitely put this in a could be fun tier. Next up is Kaju Genome Sorcerer, and then the back is Trans Kaju Fate Defied. Is it weird that I don't want this thing to transform so I can keep getting black mages? Now I can see this as a fun commander or in the 99 of a wizard's deck. That back effect is really powerful. I'm going to put this in fun, though. I think this is a fun commander. Next up is Balathur and Fron. It's a Gruul vehicle commander, which is unique, but vehicles I don't think are that great in commander, and you have to pay 3 mana for an extra combat, and I think you can only do it once each turn, but I'm going to put them in could be fun. It's a unique enough effect that there might be a build out there, or something I'm missing, that actually does make them a fun commander. Next up is Gladiolus Amacita. Now, this is a perfect card for my Colossal Dreadmod deck, which is all 6 mana 6/6 creatures. Otherwise, I'm not interested in a commander that will just grab like Field of the Dead or Gaia's Cradle. It has an okay landfall effect, but it is only target creature. I'm going to put this in fun in the 99. Next up is Rita, Summoner of Mist. Now, Gruul Saga was not on my bingo card, and this landfall ability is great, and there are plenty of ways to remove the finality counter from Sagas, especially in Gruul with cards like Nesting Ground. I think Nesting Ground works. I think it's permanent. Maybe it's creature. Anyways, this is a fun commander. Possibly want to build. Definitely fun. So next up is Terra Magical Adept. So this is, and then the backside, which is Esper Terra. So this is actually a 5-color commander because if you see on the rules text on the back there, it makes 5 colors of mana. It is a 5-color Saga commander that I like way more than Tom Bombadil. It also just works as like a 5-color enchantment commander, but I want to take as much advantage of those first 3 chapters as possible. And I'm sure there's some way to go infinite with this if you give it haste and flip it over and keep flipping it back and forth. But I'm going to go ahead and put this in Wanna build. I think like I said, it's just a more interesting Tom Bombadil, so that's why I really like it. Next up is Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. It's a lower power Saga commander that is a unique commander and works great in the 99. And I love the minigame of deciding when to remove lore counters from Sagas. And I like that it's an attack trigger, not a combat damage trigger. So even if you don't connect, you still can grow this, and it also is just great with Mazavith. I'm going to put this in fun. Next up is Rhino Hartley. No keywords on this or the token. I think it's like a mediocre token commander that's outclassed, and it doesn't seem all that fun. I'm going to put it in fun in the 99. It's not fun, but I don't think it's like a great commander. Next is Sarah Farin, and the backside is Crystallized Sarah. So it's a legendary creature anthem that has a pretty simple flip requirement, and the second ability is straightforward. I see the appeal here. Honestly, I think I'd put this in the could be fun tier. It is super straightforward, but that's, I think, fine with some commanders. Next up is Yuna, Hope of Spira. Now, I'm glad her first ability that gives your enchantments Ward and Lifelink and Trample is only during your turn. Otherwise, I think that'd be way too powerful. Her second ability, though, will either ruin the game for everyone or just be a powerful value engine. So I'm going to definitely put them in a could be fun tier. Next up is Judge Magister Gabranth. It's a completely fine sacrifice payoff in the command zone. Not very impactful or interesting as a commander. It's going to go fun in the 99 for me. Next up is Rufus Shinra. It makes a token that can be sacrificed every turn if you attack. Again, not that like interested in it. I'm going to put this in the fun, the 99 tier. Next up is Squall Seed Mercenary. Orzhov Unhit does sound like a fun deck idea, and I wish I didn't have to deal combat damage with Squall for his second ability. I understand why though. It might be a little too good if it was any creature. This does seem really cool. I'm going to put this in the could be fun tier. I'm not quite sure, but I think this could be a fun commander. Next is Shantoto, Tactician Magician. I know I had struggled reading that. It's a simple Izzet commander that can draw you a bunch of cards. Drawing cards is fun, and then you can fling this at someone if it gets big enough. This is going to go in the could be fun tier for me. I've always struggled finding like a spell commander that I really enjoyed. This one is really straightforward for new players, and if you like Lalafels, I think this will be a good commander for you. Next up is Tela Great Sage. Now it's a token generator that also draws cards, which is great, and I can see the appeal of running them as a commander or slotting them into the 99 of an artifact or Super Friends deck, because you get those 1/1 heroes, which are great blockers in Super Friends decks, or just good creatures in artifact decks. I'm going to put this in the fun tier. I wish it made black mages, but that would probably be a little too powerful. Next up is the Emperor of Palamisa, and then the backside is the Lord Master of Hell, which is just a metal-ass name. Now, I think this is probably one of the strongest commanders in the set, and the next one I'm going to talk about is, I think, probably the strongest. Getting them to flip is not going to be difficult. Giving it haste and then filling their graveyard to one-shot the table should be pretty trivial in Izzet. I'm going to put this in could be fun, just because I can see it being super linear or like pretty combo-centric. In Pauper EDH, this is definitely going to be really powerful. Next up is Vivi Ornator? Yeah, that sounds right. This is a crazy powerful Izzet commander that will pop off. That first ability is also a mana ability, so you can interact with it on the stack. This will just be powerful. It's just gonna be powerful. I'm gonna put this in the could be fun tier because I have a feeling that it's just gonna be like generically strong, no matter like how you build it for the most part. I might try to find one to put into my Super Friends deck. It might just be worth having as like a mana accelerant in Jeskai. Next up is Cloud of Darkness. Interesting removal for a Legendary Matters deck in Golgari. Not interested in it as a commander. Next is X-Death Void Warlock, and then Neo X-Death Dimension's End. So originally I was going to put this as fun in the 99, but then I realized that while its flippability is pretty straightforward, the backside, while it is only 3 toughness and it has trample, you could probably build it pretty similar to how you build Yargle and Multani, where you sacrifice it to like a Gerard Golgari Lichlord or Essence Extraction or whatever it's called, and just kind of burn the table with it. So I'm going to put this in the could be fun tier. Next up is Genova Ancient Calamity. It's a mutant commander that can draw a bunch of cards. I love it when obscure creature types get a good commander, and there are actually quite a few mutants thanks to Fallout. This is going to go probably in the top end of fun for me. I think it is a really cool commander. Next up is Cloud Planet's Champion. So if you want to build an equipment commander, Cloud will be good. He attacks easily and just needs some trample to be a problem. This is a fun commander, no doubt. Next is Giat, King of the Dwarves. It's a dwarf and equipment commander that provides repeatable card selection. Great in the 99, or at the helm of a dwarf or equipment deck. Definitely going to be a fun commander. Next is Joshua Phoenix Dominant, and then the backside is Phoenix Warden of Fire. I think Joshua's too slow to be a dedicated commander, and I'd rather slot them into a Saga deck where I can get use of the last ability on their back to return other Saga creatures from my graveyard in play. Definitely a card meant for 60 card magic. I'm going to put this as fun in the 99. Next is Lightning Army of One. You will quickly make an enemy if you hit someone with this, since it doubles all damage, not just from sources you control. If there's a problematic person at the table, you can definitely swing this in. I think this is going to be more fun in the 99 instead of as a commander, just because how telegraphed it is. I'm going to put it, honestly, this is like a really fun card in the 99. So I'll put it like up there. Next is Zidane Tantalus Thief. So you can build Boros Group Hug with this that ramps thanks to the treasures, but there's also the option of building an active treason deck that can scale with the power of the table. There are a ton of active treason effects, even some repeatable ones. So that's really cool. I'm going to put this in could be fun. I'm sure there's some build with this that is like pretty interesting. I'll put it like in the middle, I think. I guess more at the top end. I think this is like more in the middle. Next is Ignis Sciensta. It's great in the 99 of a lands deck as a way to trigger landfall, and is really good graveyard hate. It's expensive graveyard hate, but sometimes if you need it, it'll get the job done. You're gonna go right into the fun in the 99. I think I'll like up here. Next is Omega Heartless Evolution. 7 mana effect is pretty mediocre. You get to tap 3 creatures and gain some life. Also, it's it's on basic lands. I thought it was towns for some reason. So, I mean, you could have a lot of non-basics. This is still more fun in the 99, so that's where I'm going to put it. Next up is the Wandering Minstrel. So this is another 5-color commander. There are actually enough towns to make a functional deck with this, and that last ability can easily close out games. This is going to be put in the could be fun tier for me. Actually, I think I'm going to put this in the fun tier. I'm going to put it at the tail end of fun. 5-color land decks don't do it for me, but I like that it's built around towns. So that's a little bit more interesting to me. So yeah, we're going to put that in the fun tier. Next is Noctis, Prince of Lucius. Esper has no shortage of ways to remove or prevent counters from being put on permanents. And there isn't a limit to how many times you can do this aside from your life total. This is going to go could be fun for me. There's probably like Aetherflux Reservoir and like a Mishra's Bauble, for example, is you pretty much go infinite right away because you pay 3 life and it's 0. And with Aetherflux, you just storm off. So because it's more combo focused, if you build as a combo deck, I'm going to put in the could be fun. Next is Kefka Court Mage. Now, and the backside is Kefka Ruler of Rune. Kefka can provide a ton of card advantage, and it will be a great removal target since players don't like discarding. And flipping them is a huge investment mana-wise, and Grixis doesn't have that much interaction but Grixis does have access to interaction to blank any removal spells. I just don't know if flipping this will be worth it. I'm gonna put Kefka, I think, in could be fun. Next up is Choco, Seeker of Paradise. Now, I love birds, and I love this commander. It almost feels like a fixed Nadu Winged Wisdom, and I'm really excited to build this. Easily in the top end of wanna build for me. Next up is Sinspira's Punishment. If this effect weren't random, I think it'd be way more powerful, and I'm glad it's not, because it's also powerful and fun, and I think I do want to build this. And then finally, we have Ultima Origin of Oblivion. It makes a solid Eldrazi commander, and it slots into Legendary Matters or God decks as a land hate piece. I think this could be fun if you want to build a colorless commander. I'm between fun and the 99 and could be fun, but I'll put it in the tail end of fun. And that wraps up my Final Fantasy main set fun ranking. All in all, I like that there are a lot of commanders that I think just fit better in the 99. There are obviously a ton of new commanders that could be fun, or are fun, or I really want to build. But for a set that had so many legends, it's a pretty good mix, and nothing here feels super pushed aside from like 1 or 2 cards. So I would love to hear your thoughts on my list in the video description, in the comment section down below. And let me know what commanders you're looking forward to building, have built, and how pre-release went. Also, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And I will see you nerds in the next one.